So cool. Hey guys, so today we're going to try and have a little look at the Digitech Freqout pedal, which is a new one I've got. I actually wanted it for years after seeing some really cool people do creative things with it. So here's the box, and the pedal will be down here on my pedal board. So I've actually made a new cam setup, so now you can see my pedal board below my feet basically. So this will be cool for certain videos if I want to test demos, if I want to tweak knobs and you can see what's going on. If I'm doing any performances that require pedal changes, you can sort of see when I do them and stuff. So let me know if you think you like this new format. I'm still sort of experimenting with it, but I think it's quite good so far. I might try and get a better light to come underneath here so then it's a bit brighter. But yeah, it's pretty cool. So I've just got my little portable board here at the moment, which is my Kemper profile player. Linked with the Paint Audio Midi Captain Mini 6, which allows me to do a lot of MIDI changes for patches and stuff. And that's working a treat. I mean, I've just got a few sort of fun pedals on the board. So I've got an MXR super badass modified overdrive, which is amazing. MXR Phase 90, which I always love having. The Fuzz Face, which is quite new, but it's very fun. And then the one today we're looking at is this Digitech Freqout, which essentially is as they label, a natural feedback creator. So you can get stuff like crazy sustain, harmonic sort of content, like a Sustainiac pickup, or even an Ebow, which some people have described it as almost like an alternative version of that, but in pedal form. Dry is on, momentary is off. So this is only going to work if I press down the pedal, it's going to come on and it will be activated, so anything I do is going to take effect. I mean, already that's awesome. If I put it on momentary, it will only do the effect whilst I hold down the foot switch. So if you only want just like, if you want it just in certain bits of the song, you don't want to be committed to like, you know, click on, click off all the time, you can just hold it on for those particular notes where, like, let's say you're doing a really cool awesome. You can get some increased sustain and feedback from that particular note. But let's put it back onto momentary off at the moment, so we can just try some stuff out. So I'm going to turn it on now. It's not in momentary. So I can now set the gain and the onset. So the sustainer feedback should come audio, repeat while setting the gain for a desired feedback amount and onset rate. So I mean, that's so cool already. So let's see what lower gain does first. Oh, mind the whammy bar. So no gain. All the way up. So it sort of feels like it's how strong that feedback is and how easy it is to get the higher sort of harmonic or overtones. So you see how it sort of caps all the way up and gets that harmonic straight away. If I have it lower, it sort of builds into it a bit better, and you can sort of hear where the cap is. So I'm going to set it around there, I think. So it just about grabs that, but not too soon. Maybe a tiny bit back, actually. And now let's see what the onset knob does. So it's at 12 at the moment. Let's put it down to 0 and see what happens. And then if I put it higher... Yeah, okay, so this is the speed that the feedback is going to start after you play a note. So if you want it to be a bit of a slower, smoother, you know, feedback, you can have the onset quite high, which feels quite natural actually. That's quite nice. It's almost like if you've got your real amp in the room, you're really loud, and you're sort of trying to find that spot where it would be. That sort of emulates that. Whereas if it's super soon, it's going to come real quick. So if I put it sort of near the bottom, it's almost like an instant effect. So this could be quite cool for certain riffs. So if you had it really fast, you could actually change the tone of the guitar and make it something a bit more sort of like a flute or something, really. So, which is quite cool in its own way. So let's try a clean tone. Let's see what we can get with that. I'm just going to turn my volume up a bit so I can hear a bit better. So. That's pretty cool. Nice. What if I roll the tone down? Let's see. That's pretty cool. I quite like that. Okay, let's try single chord. So I've added a bit of delay here. I mean, I'll even try, I'll do a morph here on the Kemper to add some extra reverb as well. So sometimes, if you're trying to be really soft and you're doing a lot of hammer on legato stuff, if you get too light, it does seem to sort of like collapse in itself. You sort of lose the effect. But I'm sure that if I adjust that gain knob, I bet that's going to come straight back up and it will be fine. Let's have a little listen. There you go, yeah. So if you put the gain up, the softer you play, you'll have less chance of the effect cancelling out. So if you wanted to go super, if you like this effect a lot, I could put the gain, for instance, on 4, the onset all the way near the bottom, and I could get completely that, just that like high pitch octave harmonic sort of sound. Which is sort of like a crazy Ebow-y type thing. Why don't we try it with some slide, and we can do the exact same thing. And I might try and roll the tone down again to get a bit of like a warmer sort of thing, and we'll just see what we can get with this. That's awesome. Okay, yeah, so what you can also do is, because it's set so, there's so much high gain on the pedal and so much onset, if you pick the note during doing it, even just picking it slightly, it almost keeps the effect going because you've got more momentum on the string. So if you're worrying about it cutting out, you could maybe try that. See how I'm sort of resetting the pick. And that seems to minimise the chance of that happening. So, but that's more than enough. Like that's really cool, really cool. Okay, let's try some other settings. Let's put it back to what we had before. So the gain was about there, I think, and the onset was a bit higher because we wanted it to be a bit slower, like we finished a song, and you get the feedback after the chords sort of come out. Yeah. So let's try that. So onset a bit higher. Humbucker on. Yeah. I'll put the gain up a tiny bit as well. Just to get a bit more out of that. So let's say I've finished the song and I've got this massive power chord. And it's working, it's pretty cool, okay? The first 5 harmonic feedback types let you get feedback at a predictable, repeatable frequency. Feedback is selectable at a sub-octave, a first, second, third, or fifth harmonic. Okay, so it's the harmonics, gotcha. Where harmonic is defined as a multiple of your note's frequency. So for example, the fifth harmonic is 5 times your note's frequency, which is actually 2 octaves above a major third interval. Okay, yeah, so you'd have to sort of read about, if you want to like get the exact intervals you want, you would just have to read about how the harmonics work, yeah? But it's cool, but essentially we've got loads of different kinds of ones we can muck about with. So if we get that fifth one, it says here, but that should be 2 octaves higher. So 2 octaves above a major third interval of the original note. So if I play an A, it sounds like a C sharp note, yeah? But 2 octaves higher. And that to me sounds like quite a natural sort of amp feedback sound that you could get from a loud amp nearby, depending on where you are and your settings and stuff, yeah? Yeah, okay, cool. Awesome. Okay, so let's just go through them all. Let's have a little listen. So here's the first, here's the sub octave. That's quite cool. So you could probably actually, again, do that thing where we have the gain high, onset low, so it'll be faster, and you could... get some cool sounds like that, yeah? You could probably drive it. I'll try this. That's quite cool. I like that. So it's a bit. It's almost like a swelled, yeah, basically like a swelled octave down, like a whammy or something. What if you have it less gain? Let's see what that does. Okay, cool. So that's quite nice. So yeah, if you take the gain down a bit, it's less of a swell, it seems a bit faster, and it's quite nice for a single note. So that's with the sub, and then without. So it's almost like a sort of Jack White, White Stripes sort of sound. Okay, so the cool thing about this setting is it builds up to the harmonic and then it actually comes back down again, as if like you've moved away from that spot again of where that feedback is. So that's quite nice. So that it does feel a bit more natural, like the name says. So it says here, yeah, the 2 natural feedback types, nat low and nat high, act more like natural feedback does. Using these feedback types, you might get different feedback every time you play the same note. Let's try and get a bit of Jeff Becky stuff. Let's see if it works with that. gonna go to momentary mode now. So now, rather than having it on the whole time as I'm playing, I can just press down on those particular notes that I want to get some feedback. So let's try that. Let's try something sort of atmospheric. Awesome, that's really, really cool. One thing I've been suggested with this pedal is to try and use lower gain sounds with it, and then it seems to react a bit better. So my first thought was, if I put it near the beginning of the chain, so like first pedal we'll go into or second pedal we'll go into, hopefully that has the best chance of adding a more cleaner signal and getting it to dynamically be what we want. But I'm sure there's loads of great experimenting to do if you put it maybe after a compressor. Maybe it would react differently. You might get a bit more of a smoother sound, maybe. Or even trying it over drive. I'd be really interested to see what that does. But for now, this adds a lot of really cool options with trying to make textures in music and more atmosphere. And one of the main reasons I bought this for was because I do a lot of in-ear monitor rigs now. Well, or there's gigs where there's loads of very low stage volume. This gives me a great opportunity to still try and get some of that really cool feedback that I definitely miss from having a nice big loud amp or a 412 cab and being able to really literally get in front of the speaker and have that nice big wall of sound. This is going to be great for getting that for recording at home, taking it out to gigs with in-ears and stuff like that. So yeah, this pedal's awesome. I think Digitech have done an amazing job with this, and I'm glad I could finally get my hands on one. If you guys have got any questions with this pedal at all, if you want me to try out anything and make another video or whatever, get in touch below, go in the comments, ask what you want. And if you're up for it, if anyone else has got the pedal and has some cool settings to try out or some really cool applications, let me know. I would love to try them out and see what you guys think of this awesome pedal. For now, I'm going to go play around with this a bit more. But have a great day, guys, and hopefully we'll see you in another video soon. Bye-bye.